Okay, ladies, this morning I'm going to talk with you about long-term food storage, the benefits of it, and how to do it properly. Remember, the enemies of your food storage are light, oxygen, and your climate. You need to have it in a cool, dry climate. So if you're living above the 30 parallel, then you're fine. Anything below that, and you're going to have to deal with some kind of humidity and heat. So you need to take precautions to make sure that whatever you're storing, if you're going to take the time to store it properly and invest in food storage, you want to make sure that you can get the most out of it. Okay, there's two different ways for long-term food storage. You can already buy it done for you, which is so nice. If you can afford that, just find a good supplier. There are several out there. After 3 years of testing all of them, my favorite is Thrive. And I'm not saying that because I have joined that company. I'm saying that because I loved the product so much, I joined the company. There are other companies out there, Honeyville, Pleasant Hill Grains, Emergency Essentials, Mountain House. All those companies also offer freeze-dried food. And I have tried them all, and they're not necessarily bad. It's just if I'm going to invest in food storage, I want it to be delicious. I do not want my family to have to eat food that is disgusting because it's all that I was able to acquire. There are really good companies out there. Thrive is one of them. If that is something you're interested in taking a look at, you can go to www.prudentwoman.shelfreliance.com, and you will find a complete online catalog and price list for all of their food storage, along with emergency supplies that you might need as well. So back to your food storage, there's the freeze-dried, which is done for you. You can buy it in number 10 cans from all of the companies I just shared with you. But if you would like to use smaller cans, especially if you live in a southern climate, the humidity is really bad, you want to take advantage of this pantry-size container because it allows you to open up your container and eat up the contents before the humidity in your climate in the south spoils your food, because you need freeze-dried for long-term food storage, and the key word there is dried. And anytime you bring in humidity to that situation, it's just going to spoil your food for you. So you want to make sure that you use smaller containers and eat through it fast. And these are the freeze-dried peaches, and as you can see, they look just like a regular peach, except they are dry. You can hear it. And they are delicious. That makes a delicious snack for family members. Real good. Okay, back to the buckets. This is how I started. This is how I do bulk items like rice, pasta, beans, cereal. Yes, I'm going to show you how to store up a month worth of food in one bucket for about $15, including the bucket. And probably for $12 if you can get your bucket free. Now, food grade buckets are important. You cannot just go and buy any old bucket if you're going to be pouring food directly into that, which I do not recommend, although I know people who have done that. And as long as you eat your food within 5 years, stored in a cool, dry climate, and that bucket is sterilized before you put your food in there, it should be fine. But here's my take on that. If I'm going to take the time to invest in food to put away for long-term storage, I want to make sure that I have eliminated any risk whatsoever of my food spoiling. Let's face it, if I'm going to go through this hassle, it is not that much harder to put a Mylar bag down in this bucket as a liner, and that Mylar bag is very, very clean. It's sterile. And if you're not familiar with Mylar, you want to look into that. It's super, super tough. It is used in space missions. NASA uses this product, and it is just phenomenal. But Mylar buckets come in many sizes. This is a smaller one. You will need the 5 to 6 gallon size one. You can order those online. You will also need oxygen packets. I shared with you how I store mine once I open up this kind of packet. Yes, you can vacuum seal this in a vacuum seal bag after you open it, but I just prefer to have them in a mason jar. I forgot the name of it. A mason jar. And it helps me also just to get in and out of it with ease. I just have to open up my lid, which if you watch my other videos, you know that when that oxygen is sucked out and absorbed through those absorbers, it makes popping open that mason jar a real challenge sometimes. But that's good. That tells you that your oxygen packets are still working. So here's what you want to do first. I'll explain these lids to you in a moment. You want to acquire your bucket. However you plan to do that is fine. This is an Ace hardware bucket. It was free with the purchase of my mason jars one time. It comes with a lid. You can buy the lid separately. So you want to have a 5-gallon bucket with a lid, a Mylar bag, a 5 to 6 gallon Mylar bag to put in it, and then what you're going to do, and I do not have any of those large Mylar bags to demonstrate this for you, but here is how it works. You would put your Mylar bag down inside this bucket, open it up. You're going to throw in a couple oxygen packets, start pouring in some ingredients, throw another packet in, pour in more ingredients, throw another packet in, and the reason why you want to spread out those oxygen packets throughout the pouring process is because you want every bit of that oxygen absorbed out of that bucket when you seal it. So here's an example of how you could store your cereal. You can buy your bags of cereal. I strongly recommend that if you're not loyal to a brand, you do the store brand because it's much more cost effective. I'm going to put that right there to hold it. Then you can, I just want to show you how much cereal can actually get in here. And with some finesse and finagling, you can actually get a third bag of cereal down in there. And the reason why I haven't opened it and I'm not pouring it in is, like I said, I do not have a large 5 to 6 gallon Mylar bag. They are on order and they have not come in yet. But once they come in, I'm going to be storing quite a few of these buckets because I know that they'll store for 5 years the way I'm explaining it to you. So once you've poured all of your cereal into that bucket, you're going to stick a couple more of those Mylar bags, not Mylar bags, the oxygen packets into that Mylar bag. Then what you're going to do is you're going to press as much of the air out as possible. Then, let me see if I can demonstrate this for you. You'll press as much of that oxygen out by pressing it out. Then you're going to lay your Mylar bag flat like this. Then you can stick a cutting board underneath it, and then you're just going to use a regular clothes iron to seal this Mylar shut. It will literally melt this shut and create a seal on here that cannot be penetrated. You will have to cut this bag open if you want to get into those ingredients. And so that's ideal. That's what you want to do. Now, like I said, I was going to show you how to store a month's worth of cereal. In our house, we like a certain kind of cereal, and so I purchased a month's supply of that, which would be 3 bags. Yes, we eat a lot of cereal. It's often a midnight snack. And then once you get all your cereal poured into your bag and you're ready to seal it up, you can even do some oatmeal. Pour in some oatmeal. Let me see if I have a box here that's open. Yes, I do. And the reason I wanted to tell you that you can store a month's worth of cereal or a month's worth of breakfast for $12 is I can get these bags of store brand cereal for about $3 a bag, and then I can get these for about $1 a box when they go on sale. Usually they go on sale for 5 boxes for $5, and so I can get 3 of these and 3 of these in one bucket, and so that's about $12 when it's all added up. And then you can just put your lid, when you're finished and you've ironed shut your bag, you would just use a rubber mallet and pound on your lid all the way around to where you hear it snap. When the time comes for you to actually get into this bucket, and open up your bag, you're going to want to replace it with something called a gamma seal, a gamma lid. This technology is used a lot in grain buckets for people who have farm animals or chicken feed or dog food that they're trying to store. And the way this works is it actually has a screw-on lid, the center, and that screws onto a ring. This ring is going to replace your white bucket lid that you pull off. You're going to pound this on, and then you can just screw your lid back on there. And that allows you easy access to the food that you have stored. Once you've consumed everything in this bucket, you're simply going to pull everything off, put a brand new Mylar bag in there, and refill it, change the date, and rotate out your food storage. You need to have a gamma seal for every product, not every bucket, but every product that you are sealing. So in other words, if this is going to be your breakfast cereals, you need to have one gamma seal for all of those buckets, and you just rotate it out. I have lots of buckets of beans. You want to have another one for that, for your rice, for your pasta, and so on. So So I hope this helps. This is a good tutorial on how to put food storage away quickly, inexpensively, and I just encourage you to be a prudent woman and get busy.